All right. What is up, everyone? I've got Austin Armstrong here with me today. We're going to talk about some really interesting stuff. TikTok and how it can help your agency. I know it's like a super weird thing, and probably a lot of you haven't even thought about that or even considered it. So Austin's going to jump on here and share some cool stuff about how he's managed to use TikTok to really help him in his SEO agency and what he's doing there. So great to have you on, Austin, and excited to do this.
Yeah, Tom, thank you so much. I'm a member of the group. The group is awesome, and I'm happy to jump on here, share some TikTok tips with everybody, and we'll see how the conversation goes.
Awesome. Awesome. So why don't we start with where you're at, like what you're doing, what's up, tell a little bit about yourself and how you've managed to use TikTok.
Sure. So, yeah, my name is Austin Armstrong. I'm the CEO of Socialty Pro. That's the name of my agency. We're a full-service digital marketing agency based out of Durham, North Carolina, and then I have some team members all across the country. So we're all completely remote. Do the remote thing, keeps it fun. I dived into TikTok about a year ago, just to see what the hype was about. And probably 3 or 4 months ago, I decided to only use it as a tool for my business. I stopped doing the silly trends or dances or voiceovers and stuff like that, which is kind of the common misconception of what the platform is. And I decided to just educate and teach, and it took off pretty quickly. So I'm at about 60,000 followers on there right now, and it has almost tripled my agency's clients. We get leads daily. So it's not a platform that you or even I thought was going to take off and explode and literally change my life. But here we are.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm so glad to like bring this information to this group because I mean, I've never heard of anyone getting like clients off TikTok. Like that's an insane thing to think about. And it's I think it's such a cool thing to think about that where the attention is, you can always convert that attention into clients and business, right? And I think a lot of people
Yeah.
get so caught up in like these misconceptions about what platforms are for, when in reality, what these social media platforms are actually doing is just bringing people together. That's all it's doing. It doesn't matter that people are doing silly dances and crazes and all this insane stuff on there. It's still a place that business can happen because there's people on there, right? The audience is on there. So I think that's really interesting that you've been able to do that. And I'd love to hear a bit more on how you managed to grow your TikTok in the first place and what you've found to be like some cool little trends and stuff to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, I've been on the platform for about a year. And what the first 9 months were was just learning, just experimenting, just dabbling, paying attention to how people create videos, and what is successful for other people, paying attention to the trends and how the songs work and how all of the controls work. Because whenever you're jumping into a new platform, it can seem a little intimidating at first because you have to learn all these new things. So the first 9 months, I just kind of experimented. I tried to jump on random trends, and then occasionally I'd sneak in like a marketing video, and kind of bounced around like that without any real direction, um, for about 8 or 9 months, and then something clicked. I attended a podcast or a webinar of another TikTok coach. I can mention her name or not; it doesn't matter. Um, and she kind of changed my mindset, to use this as a tool. And just like you were saying, um, wherever there's a large collection of opportunity, it matters. Is aside from my marketing agency, I've helped an addiction treatment center grow in there. So like literally every business I believe has the opportunity. But what really started to grow the channel was I just started to do only educational digital marketing content. So tips and tutorials, essentially, like, here's 5 things you can do to grow your business on Google, or YouTube SEO strategies that you can leverage to get more views, or how to use Pinterest, stuff like that on all these different platforms. And I began to experiment with a bunch of different things, right? That's the marketer mindset. We have to like A/B test and experiment a lot of different things. And then what I noticed is 4 or 5 days in after committing, um, a video took off. The first one took off, and it was in the SEO space. That one got like 200,000 views, and that got me a couple thousand followers. So the first 9 months, I only had about 300 followers, no traction at all. And then all of a sudden, one video took off, and it gave me about 5 or 6 thousand. So I said, okay, I'm going to experiment. Maybe I'm going to do a little bit more of this SEO stuff. And then maybe like a month went by. And then another video went mega viral, over 1 million views now. So I said, okay, this SEO thing really works. I'm going to double down on that. And even though that I, have experience with everything, we're a digital marketing agency, I decided to ultra niche down and go specifically for SEO oriented content, because I recognized that there was a gap in the marketplace there. There was no people, no accounts specifically focusing on search engine optimization. And that's when things really started to take off.
Yeah, that is
So
awesome,
we can
man.
get into some granular, that was like a high level approach. We can get into some granular strategies if you want.
Yeah, 100%. That's definitely the next point I wanted to bring up is yeah, but I think it's just really cool as well is that definitely the missed opportunity that people don't even see there with TikTok, especially because it's addictive. I don't know if you've like
Oh yeah.
used TikTok before, just like scrolling, but it gets addictive. Like I had to physically delete the app to stop myself from wasting hours and hours just scrolling, because it is very interactive content, like way more interactive and different than what Facebook is putting up and what, Instagram, for example. Like it's very different content that is very very exciting, very exciting to watch, right? And it's very enticing as well, and it really draws the viewers in. And I feel like that's why TikTok has managed to grow so quickly, because of that factor there. So I think it's really cool that you've managed to bring like the agency and business side of things into that as well, because again, like a lot of people have that misconception of, hey, this is a platform for younger kids and people who do these crazy trends and stuff. And when you really think about it, it's just an audience. Like that's all it is. But yeah, I'd love to get into let's get into some strategies. So I think the main one and the main question people probably have is, how do you get people from becoming a TikTok follower to then becoming a client? Like, what does that process look like for you, if you don't mind sharing some of that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first strategy is to just provide as much value as you possibly can to your audience. So from a business perspective, just start educating and provide as much information as you can. So you build up trust and authority over time by continuing to show up. So that's the core thing. Really understanding what your audience is looking for and what they need to hear. Once you have that in mind, crafting consistent content, and then it's as simple as putting a link in your bio. So you can add once you cross like 1,000 followers, you can add a link in your bio. So I've experimented with a lot of different things. Right now, I have it going to a lead magnet to grow my email list. It's a free SEO checklist. And then that starts an email funnel sequence where I upsell them a $99 website audit. And then once I provide them with the audit, I upsell our services. And that funnel has worked extremely well. But just by showing up and providing helpful information and showing results. So that's another great thing too, is I can literally just show Search Console and Google Analytics results from SEO to back up everything that I'm saying in there. So people will send you private messages on there, on TikTok. If you have your website linked on there, they will go through to your website. If you have your Instagram connected on TikTok as well, they'll go on Instagram and they'll send you a DM. People have literally reached out in messages on every social media platform. People have found me on LinkedIn and reached out to me on LinkedIn. I don't have it even linked on there. But that's that's really it, providing value, and then in your videos, providing a call to action. Say, at the end of every video, or even in the middle of the video, sneak around where you put your call to action. But if you need help with this, send me a private message, or my links in the bio if you want more information. And a lot of people ask questions in the comments. They leave comments on the videos with, how can I get in touch with you? Or what are, I want to start a website, what advice do you have? And I'll just leave a response with, send me an email. Here's my email. So not only do they see it, everybody else that's lurking through the comments sees my email as well. So I get emails all the time. So these are a lot of
really
different
smart.
ways that you can leverage it. Just educate and bring awareness to what you do and the services or products that you offer.
100%, 100%. Because that's how people get to know, like, and trust you, right? I think that's such an important thing that
Absolutely.
a lot of people I know, especially in this agency space, they think they're like that's like the forbidden thing for them, is like building an audience and providing value and giving out stuff. And they think it's just as simple as, oh, hey, I'll book someone onto a call and close them on my services. But like, no one really knows who you are. No one knows what you offer. And I think like even what I'm doing with my group has, helped me phenomenally in just building an audience and being able to have like people get to know, like, and trust you and be educated on who you are, what you bring to the marketplace. Right. And it's so important to build that kind of a following and audience, not just on one platform or multiple platforms. Right. And I think it starts with one. Right. And like you said, you laser focused on TikTok, and that's awesome that you've crushed that. And I think it's important that when people start and they're trying to learn how to build this audience, it's about thinking, okay, where is my audience hanging out, for one? And number two is, how can I build a following on that platform? And that's when you get into like the learning phase of, learning what to do in terms of building that following and how to educate them, what value to bring out, what bits and pieces do you give to them? What does your funnel look like? Again, like back to what you were saying with your funnel, it took some testing, right? We are marketers. We've got to A/B split test. Like that's just how you find the best converting stuff. That's what you do with your ads. That's what you do with your organic content. That's what you do with everything. So it's super awesome that you managed to crack the code with that. So in terms of like growing your TikTok following, that's, I think, another question people would probably have, because I know I've heard people say that it's easier to grow on TikTok because things can go viral easier. I feel like the algorithms haven't been kind of cracked to an extent where, like growing is biased to any person, like Instagram is, for example. It's totally different ball game. So I feel like TikTok's definitely an easier platform to grow on. Is that something you've found as well?
Yeah, it's been very easy for me. Once it clicks, right? It might not be easy off the bat. You might get, a viral hit. You might get lucky and the algorithm gods take over. But it's a consistency game. Like I post 3 to 5 videos every single day, and I haven't missed a day in like 4 months. Hold on, I'm walking, my cat's going crazy over here. Come on. You can edit this out or not, up to you. But yeah, so that's the one thing, is staying consistent, because you can fail faster that way.
Yeah.
And you can learn what works and what doesn't work specifically. So there's, this is an audience of agency owners, right? So
yeah,
there's only a handful of marketing oriented people on TikTok. Beside myself, we're a small group of people, and we all have a very helpful mentality. So if any of you are YouTubers, for instance, collaborations are so easy on TikTok because there's a feature called Duet, which basically means you can leverage someone's successful video, react to it, and you're going to leverage that success because it's already a proven winner. So recently, something that I've been noticing is the videos that I'm duetting, and I'm being strategic with it because I'm only duetting top performing videos that are related to my audience and my niche. But those videos are doing oftentimes 3, 4, 5 times better than original content that I'm putting out. So leverage all of the functionalities in the app and experiment with different formats. Leveraging trends. You don't have to dance, but there's different, like, you'll kind of once you put time into the platform, you'll understand the funny little things and edits and micro tools that you can use in there, and learn how to apply that to your agency or how you the niche that you specialize in, for instance. Leveraging trending songs, leveraging specific hashtags. So there are tons of hashtags are used differently than any other platform because they actually get served to that audience, which is quite the concept. So it's like how Instagram used to be, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
The
good days.
Basically, you're telling, the good old days. You're telling TikTok what your audience is, or what audience you're trying to tap into, and you only want to use like 5 or 6 hashtags, but they're ultra specific. So like SEO, digital marketing tips, learn on TikTok, stuff like that, or some different ones, and experimenting. That's how you grow.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like, I think the one thing people mistake for it is, like, I'm sure a couple people have jumped on TikTok, maybe posted 1 or 2 videos, probably not got many followers, many views or anything, and just kind of given up. Because again, it's like you said, consistency with everything, especially when it's like this kind of stuff where it's content marketing. Like, you have to be consistent. You just have to. Like, there's no other way you can be successful with content marketing without putting out tons and tons and tons of content consistently, right? That is the only way that you find what your audience responds to, what's going to convert them better, what people want to see more of. You can't find those topics. Yes, you can model other people that are successful, but you can't find them for yourself unless you're testing and putting out content and consistently doing it. So that's really awesome that you managed to do that. And man, I'm really like excited for your success on that. And I hope you keep crushing it on TikTok, because man, it's an awesome platform to be on for sure. And I'm definitely going to have a look into that and see if it can be used for my niche. Because like you were saying before, I feel like it can be used for a lot of stuff because it's easier to stand out because there's not a lot of people who've jumped on the trend yet, right? And over the next few years, I feel like a lot of people will, and there'll be a lot of people who miss out on it. So people have said this like the year before. It's like TikTok is going to be big. Like, people said that, and it is. Like, look at it now. So
yeah, as large as the platform is now, it's still early. It's still in this space anyway. Like, if you're trying to jump on and you just want to be a dancer, that market might be a little saturated. But for the agency owners out there, and for most business platforms, it's an untapped market. There's over 1 billion people on the platform. In the United States alone, there's over 200 million people on the platform. And the algorithm is so surprisingly good that, the niche that I focus on within digital marketing is drug and alcohol treatment centers. And it knows to put me in front of those people in digital marketing. It's fascinating how the algorithm works. That, this is another tip for you, because I'm sure your agency, all of the different agency owners in this group specialize in different niches. So one of the things that's worked really well for me is you're providing I provide general advice, but all of the examples that I show are of drug and alcohol treatment centers. So I'm planting that subconscious seed that I really have an expertise in marketing for drug and alcohol treatment centers. And I've gotten 3 or 4 clients and 5 or 6 leads just in that industry, that subsection of a subsection. So anybody can succeed on this platform. It's amazing.
Man, that is awesome. That is really awesome. So I think we'll wrap it up here. I just want to get one last thing from you, is if you had 3 action steps to tell people to start on TikTok, what would those 3 things be?
Get on and observe. That's one. Just soak it in. Just observe. Execute. So start trying, start recording, start failing, pay attention to the little wins and double down on what's working.
Awesome. Perfect, man. Well, I appreciate you jumping on and sharing some of these tips. I know that there'll definitely be some people on here who've got some value from that and might even crush it on TikTok thanks to your tips. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this, again, comment below, comment on Facebook or wherever you're watching this, whether it's on the podcast, whether it's in Facebook group, comment if you enjoyed this content, and always reach out to Austin if you need help with TikTok. And that is pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for jumping on, Austin. I appreciate it.
Likewise, Tom. Thank you so much.
All right. See you later, my friend.
Later.